Hey guys, it's Al from Altroe Aesthetic Channel, and I am coming on here to say congratulations to many of you. I don't exactly know why I'm channeling this. Well, I know why for me, but I'm being tasked with confirming for some of you what you think just happened. And I'll put it to you this way. Whew, the weight, if this applies to you, is off of you. It's a wonderful space, but if you're like me, you're going, now I have all this time on my mind. I don't know how to explain this better than just to say that I am not worried about a motherfucking thing right now. My space feels clean. My energy feels clean. And I got my cap and gown handed to me. And all I know is I'm going to bed in peace. No idea what happens next. Completely fearless. Like I said, it's a very interesting. It's congratulations. You did it. We did it. And now things are going to start finally adjusting themselves for us. Still same boat I was in yesterday. No emotional attachment to it. Not depressed, not angry. I had a bitch fest earlier, but it was more like just putting my foot down. I was like, look, I get that I'm at peace with this and that we're supposed to be mastering physics, I did the whole thing, and I was like, but seriously, I'm tired of walking all over creation. And then anyway. Serenity doesn't begin to explain this feeling. But the word congratulations was what I heard clearly. Um, it's almost like I'm looking at myself, like I've run into myself. And I'm just kind of like, hey. And I'm just like, what's up? Everybody just look at each other, just like, so now what? That is the best description. Thank you for channeling that, because I had no idea what I was going to say there. Opal had said something on the cancer thing. I see, this is why I love the tarot community. I know there's some BS going on there, but at the end of the day, you're all family, so of course it's going to be complicated, and especially if you're a soul tribe, you're all going to be having moments from here to there. So do each yourselves a break, and if they trigger you, then don't let it bother you. But I mean, it's easier said than done. Trust me, it took me 41 years to get to say that. Very fucking long. But she made a comment in the cancer video, and she said that she sees us knocking on a door. This is Opal Tarot, by the way. And do me a favor, if you don't like me, that's fine. I'm okay with that. It doesn't bother me at all. But respect each other enough to acknowledge one another. If someone says something and you are responding to what they said, put their name on it, because they channel that energy. Like, I'm super cautious of making sure that I give Jamila her props, to give the wonderful, I really got to know your name, girl, the one who does a mind trip, She Bear, Chandler, Natalie, and Opal. Oh, I guess I was supposed to say that because I'm finally able to talk. Eh? My throat chakra is the only thing that has a little bit of resistance left. That's kind of funny. It's going away real fast, but for a while there's just like one little spot right here. Don't know. But Opal said that what she saw. This is why I love her. She's like a sister soul to me, by the way. So Opal, I don't know if you'll ever see this, but you're like a sister soul to me. We know each other, and well, I mean, not personally in this world, but we definitely have known each other. We must have been siblings at some point because your energy frequency and mine is very similar. But anyway, she said, it's like you've done something, and you're at the end of the road, and you're on your way home. You put your sword back into your sheath. The war is over, and you make it home. And when you get there, you knock on the door. And then the person opens the door, and it's you looking back at you. And you both go, hey, as though you always knew you'd run into each other. She said it was the outer world and inner world coming together. I didn't understand. I mean, I understood it in concept, but congratulations. For those of you who this affects as of tonight, don your cap and gown proudly tomorrow. We don't know what this means, but we know we're safe, finally. The battle is over. Now it's the lower frequencies that but honestly, I don't think they can touch you. It's a veil that is so, it's a whole different thing than I ever could have imagined. And I'm not even sure what happens tomorrow. Because honestly, the way that this all went down for me was very funny. I was like, I don't know what the fucking magic words are to get this moving. Because I believe in divine timing and blah, blah, blah. But if you think I'm going to sit there and I'm going to deny God in order to say the Matrix is right, and I just went on this tangent. But I was very respectful and I kept saying humbly, I was like, you know what I mean? Or like, or I'd stop and I go, with respect. No disrespect needed, meant, and stuff like that. And I just kept humbling myself as I kept going at it, but I wasn't stopping because I still firmly believe you can't ascend and you can't reach your goals in the world if you don't do it honestly because then it's short lived. And so when this happened, I was asleep. I suddenly got very, very sleepy. Doesn't really happen usually at like 5:30. And so I laid down and I passed out. And then I woke up. And I couldn't tell you any of the problems I had. Not one single thing was on my mind. And I just remember going, I guess I fell asleep. And that was it. Dead silence. And then my brain went, wait, don't we normally go into like a list of like a million things that are going on? I was like, how did Opal say it? Going down to the beach. Like completely, like just like a brain dead. Like it was fascinating. And so I got up and I was like, I want a Coke. And it literally the entire walk to go get my Coke. Nothing. No inner monologue, no nobody bothering me. It was late at night and it started to drizzle. And where I'm at, there's a place where we were going to where I was going to get the soda. And it's kind of a little dicey and dangerous. So it started to drizzle. And so it got rid of all the riffraff on my way. And I was like, hey, thanks to the cosmos. And then the rain stopped just as I was like where it would start to get heavy. And then I got my Coke and I was kind of humming to myself on the way back. And then as soon as I got to the door, I go, okay, you can let it pour now, thank you. And I was like, yeah. But it was like playful. I mean, it wasn't like real rain. It was still like just barely, but it was still the moment, right? I don't know what else to say other than congratulations. If you're not here yet, because here's the thing, we can't go back. There's no going back. Existential shift. Morgan was right. If you're here, I'm being prompted to say this right now, you fought for your life. And you have been through things that you will never need to repeat again because you've released the pressure of it and you've released the burden of it. And you finally have either snapped, had a mental nervous breakdown, and then are building yourself back together with the divine's help, or you conquered all your fears, because that's my impression of how I got here. It wasn't easy. I love when like my guides are like, plug your book. So weird. Oh, this is real. So I went to communion yesterday, if you guys remember, because I just suddenly was told, go to communion, get the body of Christ. And so I go, and I'm sitting in church, and this is what I hear. Now, keep in mind, I'm not Mexican, and this is never, I don't know the song very well, but I hear it in the middle of a very kind of boring part of the speech, and I'm just kind of sitting there, I'm praying, and I hear, Guantanamera, morida Guantanamera, and then giggling. And of course, I got the church giggle. And I couldn't look at anybody, and it was that part where you're supposed to turn and say, God be with you, God be with you. And I couldn't stop giggling because somebody kept in my head going, Guantanamera. That's what you can expect. And the weird part is that there was a moment when I realized I could not remember my early childhood. And I realized why. Because what I had been holding on was all of the negative. It was the rape. It was the cult. It was the absent father. It was the missing God and it being Christ. And it was all negative, and I could not remember it. It took me a good 2 hours to ground my energy back because I was kind of like, ooh, there's a Neptunian move. This is one hell of a trip. And then clear as bell, I hear again. Congratulations. I told you this is your new frequency. Nothing was said after that in my head. No problems, no drama. Don't get me wrong, I'm very conscious and very aware of everything going on. I don't think I could have ever envisioned a better graduation present than to have me in a state of complete destruction and hand me my cap and gown and say, it's over. You fought for your life. Peace. It's amazing. I don't even know if I wake up tomorrow, and I could care less. I mean, everybody wants to live, that's why we're here. But at this point, you realize that to live doesn't mean you're physical. You can be energy. I have dreams. I see a world revealing itself to this world. We don't even account for 1% of the cosmos. Whether we're the experiment, or whether we are hell, or whether we are aliens, or whether we are a computer simulation, or whether we are being harvested, or whether we are X, Y, Z, and above. We're still here. But if you're with this group that is such a congratulatory moment, you've already built your legacy. And now we're getting on our arcs. And we're getting the hell out of the marshlands. But we get a gift above gifts. We get to bring people with us. Enjoy the next leg of this journey. You won't see a lot of people anymore. And I'm sorry. More than likely, they will be family and what you consider to be lifelong best friends. This takes sacrifice. But if you can't fight for you, then how do you ever expect them to be able to fight for them too? Lead by example. Don't mourn what isn't lost yet. It's just a temporary setback. It's up to every individual on this planet to do this. It's not your monkey, it's not your show. However, now, you're getting your own monkeys and you're getting your own show. We haven't even gotten to Eden yet. We get to build it. That's it. I don't know how else to bless this than just to say, I'm not thinking about anything. It's absolutely quiet. I have to literally sit there and pull the file in my head and go, what the hell am I trying to say here? What used to be the trigger? What used to be what got me mad? Why can't I stop smiling? Why do I look so serious? And it's because my brain doesn't know what to do. We spend our entire lives complicating things because this space that I'm in is terrifying if you're in the wrong frequency. Because there's just nothing there. It's a complete canvas remake. There's not a fear in the sky. There's not a lie that I can't tell. There's nothing to worry about. And there's an army around me. And around you, if you were graduate. Congratulations. I look forward to meeting you all in physical form. I married this body. I can say this now that the mind said it's okay. I guess it's around November. I was given the option in a roundabout way. This is one of the moments where you may have missed something, but don't worry, it's coming back, so I'm just going to give you the hint. Part of the union that you speak of the union between the male and female, does not always involve another person. Sometimes you come into union with yourself, where the masculine body merges with the feminine soul, or however it breaks down, or two masculines, whatever it is. And you get to choose how you're going to present yourself come whatever comes next. And I chose for this body. My personality here has survived countless incarnations of resurrection and barely complained. It's one of the reasons I'm blessed to be me. And then the soul that I am would not let up. I hated him for myself. It's not 2%, it's one thing. And if you just got your cap and gown, make room for who's arriving. It's you answering the door for yourself. When you see yourself and you get it, and it enters your space, and the three of you become one. Picture what Opal said. Knock on that fucking door. Right now, knock on that door. Stop crying, because I cried at first. It reminded me of when you become enlightened, and you realize a couple things, and you see something, and it's magical. Only this time, there's nothing there. It's just peace. It's just a reflection of yourself looking back at you. My entire brain right now is completely blacked out. I was expecting to hear imaginary chorus from Legally Blonde, me going crazy, and they're partying, let's go out drinking, it's Mardi Gras. And instead, everything is asleep. Everything is at rest. And I finally settled into it. It took me about 10 minutes of walking, because I was like, a little bit, I wasn't freaked out because it's so peaceful. It was more like, why am I having a problem with it? Until I realized it was because there was nothing going on. And I'm finally okay with that. We got a huge task in front of us. But we don't ever have to worry about leaving this frequency, I'm told. The lower energies can't once you graduate to this. And we're not masters yet. This is a sacred space for the chosen, I believe. I don't know what that means per se. Jamila probably has a much better idea on that. She's a gifted woman. Opal, Jamila, Natalie, Mana, Mind Trip. These are people who soon will be joining the likes of Oprah Winfrey and JT Fox and people who walk in their honesty every day. Their rewards may not look huge to you. After all, look at how you view me now. The homeless man, sleeping on a friend's couch day to day. Not always eating. No money. Yet I just graduated God's University. I don't know what that means. And no, I'm not going to be fake humble about it, because this took blood and tears. And I'm supposed to remind you warriors that are getting here. Do not let anyone take this moment from you. Be proud, because they could never do what you just did. Because if they would, and were able to, they'd be doing it now with us. It's not about being better than anybody else, but it also means you don't let anybody downplay your success anymore. Remember, we're on a whole different vibe now. You've won the war. Now, what are you going to do? So don't let anybody pull you down. It's impossible to go back. So don't help them. Just look at them and go, I appreciate all the energy you're sending at me. I hope you make it. But you don't get to take anything from me anymore. Why? Because I did something that we were not built to do. We were not supposed to succeed. The previous version of the devil in our head was supposed to have won. The negative energy was supposed to have pulled you back down. So don't let any motherfucker come to you and try to tell you you're being egoish. No. You just don't have the confidence to do what's asked of you, which is to celebrate a moment that took a lifetime to build, of survival after survival after survival after survival after survival. You are truly the blessed ones. Own it, or they'll take it away. Don't let the ego, you shouldn't have an ego anyway. I'm trying to figure out what color I want the cap and gown to be. I feel like I should have a peacock. Just because I like that song by Katy Perry, who's one of ours, by the way. Peacock, peacock. For some reason, that and One Taramera is in my head. Can you believe that, motherfucker? It says One Taramera in the middle of when I'm in church. The good news, and this is the last thing I'm supposed to say, and I'm sorry, this is something funny. You don't ever lose this. No. Unless you choose to lose it. Which means that you can't ever lose it because you are consciously aware of your actions now. So trigger to the lower frequency means nothing to you. Now you can go on the attack if you need to, because you're choosing consciously to react that way. Surprise! It's a weird headspace. There's nothing happening. I think that's it. Congratulations. I'm not the only one. And we will see each other tomorrow differently. I can't decide what color I want. And I'm just recapping it. And if you graduate, you know what I mean. I don't know how I want to present myself. And for those of you who think I'm nuts, your time is coming. And it's worth it. But don't choose the one thing that will get you a step further away from this moment. Don't try to pull people down right now. It is the wrong season for that. Because the karma you will get, I'm told, has to do with Pisces and Neptune. And you can get lost in that ocean. That's all I'm supposed to say. In love and light, congratulations. I'll see you guys soon. I can't wait to see what we look like tomorrow, what we're like. It's freaking amazing. I cry, don't worry. I cry. If you're crying, I spent a good 10 minutes on the floor crying for a minute. Because it was so resounding and so sure. It was a moment where no one could take it from me. And it hasn't physically manifested yet. This is just the confirmation. Your ships have arrived. And the quicker you accept that, the faster we all get to see what we got. Like being a kid again. The kid inside of you should be fucking thrilled right now. I had to stop and go on a fucking monkey bar thing spring. And then there was like this, the day before yesterday, I came across the little thing that says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the hopscotch. As a grown man, with my suitcase, with my laptop, and my business attire, I stopped. And I did hopscotch. So much more interesting up here. Blessed be.